Has World of Tanks Blitz been getting boring for you? Because you're not alone. I can tell you for a fact it has been getting much more boring for me in the later years of this game. After I record a video, I very easily find myself going to play Grand Theft Auto Online or really any other game I have in my Steam library, as most of the times I play Blitz, it's usually just watching your teams fall apart, getting a little bit sad, and then not wanting to play another battle to see it happen all again. There's a lot of problems with this game, and I think a couple of the biggest ones are that Wargaming really doesn't listen to their community enough to fix them. Wargaming is a company, and any company that makes a product, obviously Blitz is their product, you need a consumer to be buying into your product, and as us being the consumers, it doesn't make sense why Wargaming really doesn't listen to the consumer. So in today's video, I'm going to be stating some of the blatant problems with this game, how they could be fixed, and how Wargaming will probably never listen. The first problem is Wargaming has resorted to game modes. A lot of people love game modes. I myself think they are really fun. But the problem is, once the game modes go away, now we're stuck to the normal, boring Blitz play style, where a lot of people stop playing the game. So it's this quick burst of people that come into the game, and then they go away once the game modes leave. And even when the game modes are there, there's much less people in the matchmaker, making the game take longer to get into queues. One of the biggest problems with this game is that there's no real goal once you've completed a line, or you don't really have a goal in mind. One of the biggest and easiest solutions Wargaming could do to keep people's interest peaked on this game is mission marathons. Their older brother, World of Tanks PC, does these all the time, but for some reason, Wargaming won't do them for Blitz. The mission marathons have two different versions. The first is when a new tank comes out, there's the opportunity to grind it for absolutely free. It's like a 2-week-long event where you can spend hours daily on the game trying to grind the vehicle. A good example of this is the 114, a tier 9 Chinese super heavy that was released a couple months ago on PC, and if you spent hours every day grinding it, you could get your hands on it. That would give a lot of players that don't really have that much of a goal the opportunity to try and grind a vehicle like that. And the best part is, even if you don't have the time to grind the tank out for free, every stage that you make it on the vehicle, you get like 10% off when you want to purchase it. It's a great way to introduce a new vehicle into the game and keep people's interest peaks. But unfortunately, Wargaming just sells crates, so they just make money for a quick burst of haha, we made money, and then nobody plays the game again. And it's not like this is a one-off thing. World of Tanks PC, I would say easily every 2 months releases one of these mission marathons with a tier 8 or tier 9 vehicle that you can grind for absolutely free. The second thing that World of Tanks PC has with mission marathons is grinding even tier 10s. The Object 260 and the Object 279E are both available for absolutely free on PC, as long as you complete a very tedious and long list of missions. Now obviously not everybody would want to grind a vehicle immediately like the 279E if it had a massive list of missions behind it, but there are definitely players that do only play this game for either the competitive scene or just don't really play this game at all anymore, even though they are super skilled, because there's not much for them to do. So if Wargaming added missions like this, it would definitely keep players, including myself, very invested into the game. Another very big problem in Blitz is the Battle Pass. It's supposed to be a recurring theme that keeps players invested into the game to get easy rewards. Unfortunately, the rewards are so easy and lackluster that at this point a lot of people just don't care about them. Compare that to the World of Tanks PC Battle Pass that has tier 9 collectors, or whatever you want to call them, that you can get for free as long as you participate in it. And if you purchase the Battle Pass as well, it takes months to grind it out, and it lasts months, which means that there's better rewards. It is much more engaging to play a part of, and it's not just this little tier 6 you get at the end of it. You actually get like tier 9s and big rewards, like the AE Phase 1 I think was a part of one of them, if I'm not mistaken. One of the main problems, which is quite easy to see, is that Wargaming is trying to cater this game to a much younger audience, which is bringing in two problems. First of all, with a much younger audience, the players don't really understand the game, and with a terrible tutorial and a lack of infrastructure to help players want to get better, it creates this game just to be a mosh pit of bad players. But the second problem with that is that you can notice for like the ranking system is that on World of Tanks PC, there's marks of excellence, and basically you get a star on your gun barrel for how skilled you are. Now, Blitz said that's too complicated to add, yet they added a little badge next to our name. They could have just done 1 star, 2 stars, or 3 stars next to our name, depending on our rank. It would have been extremely easy, so I don't know why they said that was impossible. It's not. It was a very easy solution. Basically, what Wargaming tried to say is that we wanted to make a ranking system that everybody could participate in, even if you weren't necessarily good at the game. If you've played 10,000 battles and you're Smasher, guess what? You can get a rank 50 even if you're not that good just by playing a lot of games. And that is the problem with the ranking system right now, is that it rewards players that play a lot of games, not players that are skilled. There's a very big difference there. And then, there it is, the simplest problem that Wargaming still struggles to fix today, the matchmaker. I don't think the matchmaker has ever changed in World of Tanks Blitz substantially at all. The biggest problems right now with it are a couple. First of all, the fact that 2 tier 10 mediums can fight 2 tier 9 mediums. How does that make any sense? If you're in a game like Castilla or Dead Rail, where some of the most important spots on the map are controlled by mediums, even mines, the fact that one team can get 2 tier 10 mediums and the other team can get 2 tier 9 mediums is dumb. And you might think that's a very rare situation, but it's not. There are so many games where you play a medium and you're on Oasis Palms and the enemy team gets 2 mediums and you only get 1. And you're just like, okay, guess I just can't hold this side of the map. I'll go drive with my heavies, watch them get flanked by the mediums, and let's lose this battle. It's the same thing for heavies. Sometimes you'll get an extra heavy take, or you'll get 2 tier 9 heavies, and they'll get 2 tier 10 heavies, and as replacement for your tier 10s, you'll get a tier 10 183. It just, in my opinion, sucks. The matchmaker is awful. There are so many problems that can keep being brought up about it, and the biggest ones are just the ones I just talked about there, where Wargaming can't match Tank Destroyer with Tank Destroyer at tier 10. Medium with medium. It's always like 1 tier 10 Tank Destroyer matched with 1 tier 9 Tank Destroyer, giving the enemy team an extra heavy, like an E100, which just does way more than your Tank Destroyer ever would. There's so many problems with the matchmaker, and it seriously is quite irritating to have it happen over and over again, to load into a battle and instantly notice that you have 2 183s on your team and see the enemy having like an E3 and an Object 268 version 4, and you're like, well, I lose this game. So it is quite unfortunate, and I really wish Wargaming would just spend an ounce of time fixing that problem. But as I've said before, I don't think they really care, because they're trying to cater this game to a younger audience where skills don't really matter. It's more down to the fact of, haha, funny go burr. So either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I personally am getting a bit bored of this game because it seems like change just doesn't happen ever, and Wargaming really needs to bring some change in. They need to bring events, long events, so that players that are invested into this game want to actually play it. And at the same time, they need to make the matchmaker better, and they need to make better battle passes. This is my personal opinion, but I have a feeling most of you will agree. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but it's unfortunate. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.